Clear the energies. Get my tinctures. Oh, so it's been a little while. Sorry about that. I've been out. Let me see if I can get this down a little bit. All right, man. What a week. What a couple weeks. What a lot of. Anyway, I've got my obscure decks today. I'm house sitting. As you can see, I'm in a whole new venue. House sitting / dog sitting for some friends of mine while they go away to, have their boy is getting married. So anyway, I'm here helping them out. So yeah, let's do a reading for the weekend. Sorry, I've been really kind of lax with my videos. It's just been quite the week. Actually, it's been quite the month. Hi, Bruna. Welcome in. Nice to see you. I've got my iPad over here because, hey, Judy, how are you? How are you doing? I hope you're feeling really good. I was happy to hear that you came through your surgery really well. So, yeah, welcome. I got some funky hair going on. But anyway, let's do a weekend reading, and then I'll pull cards for you guys. I'm going to use my shuffle deck, all right? Because, like I said, I've got my obscure tarot decks. I don't know why I grabbed these, but these are the ones I have. And I've got the After Tarot. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but it's like the images are all about like after something happens. But we're just going to roll with it because I do also have my traditional tarot. But I thought it'd be fun to do the weekend read with the Shuffle Tarot because it's such an interesting deck. Because if you're familiar with it or if you're not familiar with it, it's almost as if the different characters have moved around in the cards. And you'll see. Hi, Roxanne. How am I? I'm finally feeling better. I got to tell you, man, I've been through the ringer. I've been having car troubles. I know you guys all have said it before, but I have borrowed car after car after car after car, just trying to get to work, I had to call a friend up, take me to the grocery store. I was really not able to move around. Really frustrated. But I got one car back. I got another car coming back tomorrow, and I'm back on the road. Yeah, no, I'm good. It was a rough road, but in the midst of all of this, good things were happening. So let's get going with this reading. And then I hope you're doing well, Carolina, Roxanne, Mandy, Judy, Perna. Oh, good. Oh, good. No, I'm finally feeling good. It's hard to read, even trying to get my readings out when, I felt like my whole life was kind of crumbling around me, so. But now I'm back in the swing of things. I'm feeling good again. I'm feeling strong again. I'm feeling like everything is under control. All right. So let's take a look at, quickly run around the block with all you guys. Sure, Andrew, go ahead and ask me something. I haven't started anything. All right, let's see. While we wait for Andrew to ask me something, I'm going to pull cards for everyone at the end of this reading. I am happy to pull for you guys. That's what I love to do. But let's kind of quickly look at the weekend, run through it really fast. And then I'll come back and we can ask questions. Can you vacuum up a random sock right now? No, I don't have a vacuum cleaner. So the answer to that is no. Hi, Timothy. Someone keeps eating your crayons in kindergarten. Uh-oh. Well, I guess it'll come out the other side, huh? All right, listen, let's get going here. Let me pull some cards for Aries. All right, grateful, thankful. We just want to take a look at what does the energy look like for my Aries. Did you see the thumbnail? That's from the Shuffle Tarot. So the Shuffle Tarot had the King of Cups coming in, looking very much like the Devil. So I'm feeling like we got to be careful this weekend, all right? Because there's an overall energy with that card coming up as my thumbnail. We could overindulge. We can maybe, have too much fun. And if you are going to go out and have fun, just, drink responsibly, party responsibly. Listen, I used to be a big partier. I'm not so much anymore, but, yeah, just do it responsibly, all right? Call someone to give you a ride. All right, Shanti. Welcome in. All right, let's see what's going on for my Aries for this upcoming weekend. What can Aries expect? And the energy is the Four of Swords, looking like very much the Four of Wands. So I feel like with this energy here, I mean, there's a celebration, but there's not a celebration. You might be going to an event and you might have mixed feelings about this event, all right? Because with that Four of Swords, I don't know whether you're so on board with whatever it is that's celebrating. Let's get another card out for you, Aries. And we have the Seven of Swords. Yeah, a lot of mental energy. So I wonder whether or not there's an issue that's going on in your world and you don't know how to handle it. Maybe there were words that were said between you and someone else and it's starting to come out to the surface. Because when we have the Seven of Swords energy here, you know, I'm just wondering whether or not, you know, you're getting the truth out of someone, you know. So yeah, you know, when it comes to Aries, you know, it could be one of these weekends where, you know, you wear a smile, but underneath the smile, there's not a smile, if you get what my drift is, you know. So anyway, I feel like, you know, listen, do your best, Aries. If you've been invited to go out, have a good time, enjoy yourself, you know, and whatever this mental thing is, like, stay far away from them, right? Don't go there, you know, because I just feel as if, you know, there is almost as if you're going out and it's not right, if that makes any sense. And I guess what I want to say with that is just like, you know, you were invited to go to this thing with this person, but you're really mad at this person. But you got to show up with this person, but you don't want to be around this person. Is that kind of an energy I'm feeling for you, Aries, for this weekend? Thank you, Judy. Thank you so much for the $1.99. Really appreciate you. Your house sitting 2 cats. I've got one very old Jack Russell named Lucy, who I showed up yesterday, and I sat on the floor with Lucy and tried to make friends with Lucy, so that this morning I was, and we have success. Lucy was taking treats from me, so it's all good. Anyway, I like house sitting. It gives me a change of pace and a new home to kind of hang out in for a few days. I'm here till Monday. All right, let's see what's going on for Taurus. Anybody want to have timestamp this? Feel free to do that in the comments. That would really help me out. Some people don't like it when I don't timestamp, but honestly, I'm lucky I get these out. All right, let's see what's going on for Taurus this weekend. Bulgaria, welcome. Name test. Dorka, words of wisdom. All right, listen, Taurus, we got the King of Swords coming out with the Tower. I have a feeling somebody's got something that they're going to say that's very unexpected, might throw you for a loop this weekend. If you notice that this guy here, this King of Swords, he's dressed up, you know, almost like the energy of the Hierophant. You know, so I just feel as if somebody is going to, out of the blue, you know, either profess something to you, say something to you, something that kind of throws you, all right? Because it's very unexpected. So, Taurus, let's expect the unexpected. Ooh, Roxanne had a Jack Russell. They're great dogs. Swati, how are you? Listen, I'll take questions when I'm finished. I just want to run through real quickly, kind of catch up a little bit, because, gosh, I've been really off kilter. But let's catch up and see what's going on. And like I said, I am happy to take questions when I am done. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my Gemini. What can Gemini expect for this upcoming weekend? Real quick message. Gemini, we have the Fool. All right, so I feel as if you're, you know, some of you, I wonder if, you know, you're going to go to like a new place, you know, like just kind of open the doors of being open to something different than what you are used to, all right? Because the Fool card is, you know, just going in very innocent. But again, you know, we have this robe of the Hierophant. So I wonder whether or not you guys might be doing something that you don't normally do. It's like, you know, usually you go to church and maybe, you know, this weekend you're going to an ayahuasca ceremony. I don't know, you know. I'm just feeling like you're open to maybe exploring new venues of spirituality. You know, and I feel like an invitation might actually open that door, Gemini. So I like that for you, you know, because I think, you know, you'll be really happy with, you know, just meeting new people. you know, it's almost as if it's Gemini, like there's new people around that, you know, think differently, but they're actually more in line with you. You know, who knows? You may even meet your soul tribe if you go out and you explore and just open up your mind to how other people have their thoughts, their ideas, and things like that. Because I think you're going to find something within that. All right, Gemini, so get yourself out there and move in a direction that may not be normal, you know. It's almost as if it's okay to explore, you know, and do something you don't normally do. You know, when I was a little kid, long time ago, you know, I grew up Catholic and went to a Catholic school, but we would walk past this Baptist church. And one day when we walked past this church, they were all singing and hallelujah and this and that. And I remember my sisters and I, we just kind of stood outside and just kind of laughed at, you know, what was going on in there, because our church was nothing like that, you know. So that's what I'm feeling for some of you Geminis. Open up and just kind of, you know, explore maybe a new way or different kind of people that you don't normally hang out with. You might find something really, really joyful there. All right, let's see what's going on for my, who's next? Cancer. Cancer for this upcoming weekend. Oh, Dorka, you've got Cancer. Grateful, thankful for you. We'll find out. Don't spam the comments, Dorka, and we'll pull some cards later on about that, all right? Because I got my after tarot, so we'll see how things plan out. All right, Cancer, what's going on for you for this upcoming weekend? Grateful, thankful for the messages for my Cancers. So Cancers, I feel as if you're kind of tied up. Look at this. You are tied up with the Two of Pentacles. You know, maybe you're kind of torn this weekend as to whether or not you should do something or go somewhere. Can you afford it? Can you not afford it? Can you make it work? You know, I feel like you're wanting to kind of fit something into the program this weekend. And, you know, can you do it? Or, you know, is there a way to get untied? Because a lot of times when we have these energies, like of the Two of Pentacles, you know, it's trying to like figure out how to make things work. You know, there's so much you got to balance. And I feel like there is something that you would love to do this weekend, you know, but you may not be able to do it just because responsibilities, all right? This is that card where I'm feeling, you know, we have to do the adult thing this weekend, rather than probably go out and enjoy yourself. So if you feel a little tied, you know, I feel like, you know, it's best to do these obligations, and you'll probably do yourself a favor, because the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Cups. And I think, you know, if you go out, Cancer, you might get yourself in a bit of trouble, and it's only going to make things worse, all right? So listen, if you're tied up and you just can't make things work, I think it's a favor from the universe, honestly, that, you know, it'll save you. Because this guy's over here drinking, all right? If you'd go out and look, these two cards, they match, you know, because we have the Two of Pentacles here, we have the Two of Cups here, we have these troubled waters. So just be careful, Cancer, all right? Because you also showed up with that King of Cups energy in the shuffle card. So listen, it's probably good if you stay home, Cancer. Just saying. Hi, Tenu. Welcome in. Raymond, nice to see you. Welcome in, you guys. It's been a while. Hey, don't forget to hit that like button. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm going as fast as I can through these readings for you guys so that I can get to you and start pulling cards for you all. All right, but let's keep moving. Leo, what's going on for my Leos? Grateful, thankful for Leo. What's going on, Leo, for this upcoming weekend? Oh, we have the King of Cups. Look at this. Be careful, all right? When we have the King of Cups energy, I want you to look at this. This is, you know, the devil, you know, on fire, you know, in trouble. This could be somebody who can reel you in, and you're like, uh-oh, I gotta be careful of this one. I'm gonna get in trouble if I go out with this one. And I'm just feeling like, Leo, you know, if there could be somebody whose intentions, you know, could be a little naughty, you know, so naughty energy isn't always bad, right? But with this devil card here coming in as the King of Cups, you know, I definitely feel like you could be hooking up with somebody who could be a little naughty, all right? But I think you might be okay with that, all right? So I like that for you for this weekend, Leo. Why not? It's good to be a little naughty, isn't it? All right. Grateful, thankful to each one of you. Who else is coming in? Aaron. You're the devil for everyone. You're the king of the world. Oh, well, good for you. Dylan, how are you? All right, listen, Dylan, you don't like it. You don't have to be around. Listen, you have the option to leave and scroll on by, all right? All right, let's see what's going on for my Virgos. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Virgo. All right, Virgo, you're coming out as the energy of temperance. You know, like I have to draw on these cards because, you know, YouTube doesn't like naked people, but there's a vulnerability that comes with this energy. So I feel as if with this temperance card, I think, you know, you need to kind of let your guard down a little bit and open up and not be afraid to take a chance. All right. That's truly what I'm feeling for you, Virgo. Don't be afraid to kind of do something that you don't usually do. I mean, go down this road, you know. It may just bring you an energy that is really, really good. And some happiness too, because if you get on this road, take a chance, open up, let your guard down. I mean, I'm even feeling like, you know, Virgo, that this could be you opening up to somebody who, you know, normally you don't open up to. But be a little bit vulnerable this weekend, all right? Because I think that's going to do you a lot of good. All right, Virgo? Is this your reading? I don't know, Tanu. I'll pull a card for you when I'm done. I'd be happy to do that. And then it will be for you, all right? All right, let's see what's going on for my Libras. Hi, Sinja. How are you? Welcome in, you guys. Look, we got 12-12 in the house. 12 people, 12 likes. I like that. That's good balance. And those are good numbers, so thank you for those great numbers. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Libra for this upcoming week. The weekend, actually. All right, we've got the Ten of Swords. All right, listen, Libra, you're going to feel a little stabbed in the back. Look at this. It's almost as if, you know, you've done all of this stuff and you feel like you're getting stabbed, because this is the energy also of the Ten of Wands, all right, and Ten of Swords. Let's bring this to an end. If you've been doing all the work and you put in all the energy and all the effort and you're carrying the load and somebody continues to stab you in the back and calls you out, it's time to put that to an end, all right, Libra? So, you know, just I do feel as if you are going to feel a little bit hurt, probably from people that you didn't think was going to happen. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we have this energy of feeling stabbed in the back, I mean, you've tried to make something work and you tried to work with people, but you've carried a lot of weight and a lot of the load and haven't done anything. And, you know, it's like not enough for these people. So, yeah. So be careful, Libra. Take care of yourself. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. We got the Magician coming in here as the tarot, you know. So I feel as if, you know, this Andrew White card, you know, or Andrew White, it's a painter, you know, Andrew White card energy, you know, it's like, don't be afraid to trust the energies that you have in dealing with this situation, because, you know, there's a magic to the Magician, right? And you have the ability to overcome, you know, this hurt, this pain, this weight that you've been carrying with someone. And I just feel like if they do something this weekend, don't be afraid to call it quits, the end, because we do have the World card also coming in. And you've been hung up about this. Like, you've been wanting to make something work and wanting to make something work, but if it's not going to work, it's not going to work, all right, Libra? And this weekend, you may actually experience that, you know, this is the last straw, I'm not doing this anymore, and call it quits with whoever this person or situation is. All right, let's see, we got Shankar, we got Swati. Hey, how are you? Arun, Preeti, welcome in. Nice to see you guys. Okay, Yasmin, I can't say the rest of it. My background is so good. Where am I? I am in my friend's house. Look at this wonderful house I'm in. This is her kitchen. I mean, forget the mess, but, you know, this is an old adobe house that they bought many years ago, and this is the original part of the house. So, yeah, it's a beautiful place where I live. Well, I don't live here. I'm here only for 5 days, but it's my home now until they come back. And they have this incredible Native American art collection. As you can see, there's a few pieces on the wall, but yeah, great, great home. Yep, it's a mud house, an old adobe, and those are latias. Let me show you this. See the ceiling. Look at the ceiling. I mean, it's just stunning. And it has such a really great feeling in this house. you know, because it was truly handmade and hand-built. Anyway, beautiful house. I love it. And I'm in a back room, my bedroom. Oh my gosh, I slept so well last night. It was just really amazing. Anyway, I'm in a good place. Hi, Chakra. Pretty, welcome in. All right, let's move along because I'm already on Libra. So let's see what's going on for my Scorpios for this upcoming week. What can we expect for Scorpio? Bye, Arun. Come back. I'm going to try to come back more than once this week. You know, I'm hoping this is I hope I'm back in track, you know, where I can get my readings out. I didn't do any videos today, but I'll do some tomorrow and try to catch up with all you guys. My skin, yeah, that's, I don't know. I put some concoction that a friend of mine made that she had here. Oh, schoolboys, listen, just sit down on the ground and think about how much you really love who you are, right? All right, let's see what's going on for my Scorpio. Scorpio. All right, Scorpio, the card you get is the 10 of Coins. All right, listen, if you have been going through a phase, kind of like what I went through, I got my Venus in Scorpio. This is the 10 of Pentacles, all right? And it's combined with the energy of the 10 of Swords. I feel like something is ending, and this, whatever it is, it's going to bless you tenfold, all right? Because you're going from the 10 of Swords energy to the 10 of Pentacles. You know, this could even be an inheritance. You know, maybe some of you guys are going to an experience, you know, some income that is going to just kind of save the day. Because I do feel as if, you know, there is something that finally comes to an end and finally you can move forward. And I feel like, you know, it feels rich, all right, whatever that is. So yeah, maybe you come into a little bit of money that, you know, kind of helps you through the weekend. I just feel as if the worst is over, Scorpio, and now we can move forward, move on and move forward, and, you know, all of that. So I like that for you. Yeah, here we have this. We have the 8 of Swords coming in, you know, as the 8 of Wands, you know. So I feel like whatever was said, whatever is done, you know. Let's put that now in the past and let's try to move on and focus on this bright light here and the riches now that are going to come towards you as a result of this ending. So I do feel like definitely the worst is over for you, Scorpio, and a new beginning is about to emerge. And I see, you know, here we got the Ace of Cups. I got to tell you, there could be some love that comes in this week as a result of that. All right, Arun. 3 for charms. Okay. Have a beautiful weekend, Arun. I'll see you again. All right, you guys, let's see what's going on for my Sagittarians. Swati, nice to see you. How will your life be after marriage? Oh, well, we're going to pull the After Tarot because that's the deck that I happen to bring with me. I mean, I can go home. I'm not far from my house, but let's see what's going on for all of my Saggies this weekend. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Sagittarius. Uh-oh. Look at this, Sag. We have the 3 of Cups. But notice that it's almost like there's 3 people, 3 cups, you know, pouring your heart out. I don't know what to do. I feel as if some of you have gone through a recent heartache, you know, or maybe, you know, something that's just kind of been weighing heavy, kind of like where I've been, you know. I feel like it wouldn't be a bad idea to go out with your friends and just kind of let loose and pour your heart out and just get over whatever this heartache is and start to have a little bit of fun. Because these swords, they are now out of the heart, you know, and yes, there is this blood that's dripping into this cup, you know, so let's just, you know, out with the old, in with the new, have your friends help you feel better about whatever's going on in your life right now because you've been hurt and you've been through it. And I think, you know, this is a weekend where let's just take a breath and relax and just see if we can, you know, with the help of others, get past all of that. So I like that for you, Sagittarius, and it feels very, very apropos to what's going on with me, you know, so I feel good after a long run of bad luck. You love the archways? Yeah. Yeah, maybe, you know, before I end, I'll walk you through the house a little bit, and you can see a little bit more of the house, but it's absolutely, really, it's just such an inviting energy that's in this house. I mean, look how thick the walls are, you know? I mean, that's an adobe block that, you know, is given that the width of that. All right, let's see what's going on for my Capricorns this weekend. Cappies. I'm really, you know what, I'm really excited to be back and be able to read for you guys, because honestly, that's my favorite part of this whole thing. Of everything I do is when I come on live and I read cards for you guys. It really, really makes me feel good. All right, let's see what's going on for my Capricorns. We only have Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. All right, so we're almost there. And then I'm going to turn my attention to all of you guys. Yes, Eslila. Wait a minute. Eslila, you are Shivani, right? Say yes. I got that one right. Anyway, yeah, I'll do readings here in just a minute. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Capricorns. Grateful, thankful for Capricorn. All right, I got 3 hearts for you. So Shivani, pretty sure that's who you are. All right, let's see, Capricorn. We got the Page of Swords to the Star card. All right, now again, I had to draw on these cards, you know, and I wanted this to be like a little cat, like your intuition. You know, so I feel like there is some news. I mean, you have been wanting something to happen here, you know, with this Page of Swords. You've had this really great idea. I think you were really hoping something would come through. And you know what? It is. I feel as if, you know, the tables are turning, the tides are turning for you, Capricorn. And whatever it is that you are really hoping to have happen, I feel like the news is good. And, you know, again, with these passing clouds, it's kind of like the Knight of Swords here energy. I feel like the worst is over for you as well, you know. So if there is something you were really hoping now could manifest, you know, with the energy of a Page of Swords, I mean, this is, you know, a new beginning. This is young energy. This is starting something that you really believe in. And I feel like this weekend could be one of those weekends where that happens. So have the hope, have the faith, all right? That's the Star card. And trust your intuition. Like I said, I had to draw something on the cards because YouTube doesn't like the naked people, you know. But, you know, when we have the naked energies on these tarot cards, it's about vulnerability, you know. So, yeah, you know, so move with that. All right, let's see. Eric, I hope you're going to play nice, because if not, I have the power to remove you, and I will. All right? All right, let's see what's going on for my Aquarius. Yeah, Yasmin, we'll come back to you. I'm almost done. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. What can you tell me for the weekend for my Aquarians? Aquarius, what's going on, Aquarius? All right, we have the King of Wands. Very charming individual, this king. You know, but I also feel like he has a little bit of the energy of the Hierophant. So some of you Aquarians, I mean, you may actually meet someone who is really good looking, really great energy, really creative. And this could be somebody could become a long-term person. All right, so if you are single, get out there and mingle, all right? If you've been wondering whether or not you're ever going to meet someone, this could be a good weekend to get yourself out there and just kind of see who's available. Because I got to tell you, Aquarius, it wouldn't surprise me if somebody shows up in your world. Oh, look, and we have the Knight of Wands here at the base of what's going on. Yeah, listen, Aquarius, go out. Have fun, meet people, because I feel as if, you know, this Knight of Wands, they're on fire, all right? And then we have the King of Wands as well. You know, I feel as if you might just meet someone that sets you on fire, all right? So when was the last time you had those feelings, right? So get out there, all right? Go out and have some fun, because I think this could be a really great weekend where you could meet some new friends, new people, and possibly a new love. All right, Aquarius, so I love that for you. All right, let's see what is going on for my Pisces, last but not least. And then we're going to turn the attention to you guys, and we're going to start pulling cards. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages from my Pisces. Hi, Preeti. Oh, good. Are you asking whether or not he is your future husband, Preeti? You know, we got to get it. We don't know, Preeti. Is this somebody who you're interested in, or are you already married to him? I don't know. All right, let's see what's going on for my Pisces, and we'll take a look at Preeti and find out what's going on. And then we'll go to Shivani, and then there was someone else really wanted to have a question. Let's find out. We're almost there. Let me finish up with my Pisces. Preeti's single. We're going to have to find out whether or not this guy is your future husband. But let me finish up here, pretty, and then we'll clear the energies, get another deck out, and see what's going on. All right, let's see what's going on for my Pisces for this upcoming weekend. So we have the Hierophant coming in very much in an energy of taking off the armor, you know, let down your guard, all right, Pisces, when we have the energy of the Hierophant. You know, maybe this could be around your relationship. Because, you know, when we have the energy of the Hierophant, it, you know, usually indicates, you know, you aligning with someone else, such as in a marriage or a higher institution. And notice here that he's got his armor off and he's just kind of sitting down and he's meditating. So maybe this is a weekend, Pisces, that you guys need to stop and kind of let your guard down and open up, you know, and be a little bit more relaxed when it comes to your relationship, all right? We don't always have to be on, and we don't always have to be, you know, performing for our partner, you know, and sometimes I feel with this Hierophant, you know, this energy here, it's just like maybe this is a weekend where we just, let's take the weekend off and just enjoy each other and not fight and not get into each other's way, even if that means doing different things, you know, but I feel as if let's not wear the armor. Let's kind of let our defenses down and enjoy each other this weekend. And I think it'll be a much better, you know, weekend for you guys. Now, the Hierophant also brings change. So I'm feeling like that might be what you guys need to do if you have been struggling in a relationship, that maybe it's time to just kind of let our guards down and maybe be a little bit more vulnerable, because that vulnerability seems to have been coming up quite a bit for a few of you signs here. Anyway, let's see what's going on. I'm going to ring my tingsas. I don't have my bell and I don't have my cedar, but I have my tingsas that were in my car that I now have. So let's clear the energies for you guys. I love these tingsas. All right. Who is I going to start with? So let's see. We were going to find out whether somebody's, oh, Preeti. Let's start with you, all right? You wanted to know whether or not this guy was going to be your future husband, and does he love you? So let's start with that, all right? And then we'll go down and we'll pick the next person. All right. Welcome in, you guys. We got some angel guidance wanting to happen. All right. But let's start with Preeti first, all right? Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Preeti. Would love to know whether or not this person, I don't know what their name is, but you know who it is your future husband, and does he love you? What card is coming out? Let's see what's going on for you, Preeti. This is a beautiful deck. I haven't used it in a while. Uh-oh. We have the Tower card coming in. Expect the unexpected. All right, let me get another card here. Oh, you know, and then we have the Ten of Swords, you know, so I feel as if this relationship isn't going to last, all right, Preeti? So this is not your future husband, and I feel as if, you know, whatever it is that you learn about this person, it's actually going to be better for you in the long run, all right? So, you know, Preeti, no, I don't feel like this is that person, but go out if you have Aquarian energy. We all have these energies in our chart, you know. Go meet someone that sets your heart on fire, because, you know, this person is not for you, Preeti. All right, let's see what's going on next. Suman, you've applied for a job in Ghana. Where shall I get the job? Kampala, Kinshasa, and Ghana. I don't know. Let's see. Kampala. Are you going to get the job in Kampala? Let's find out. I don't even know if that's a place. No, it's not going to be in Kampala. Now, what about the next place? Kinshasa. Ooh, that has possibility. All right, look, we have the Queen of Cups. That's one that I think you could really open up to and really engage yourself in. And the last one is Ghana. Nope, not Ghana. So it's the middle energy. All right, Suman, that's what I feel for you. 2 out of 3. All right, Yasmin, angel guidance for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Yasmin. Welcome in, you guys. Nice to see you guys. All right, oh, let's find out. All right, Yasmin, angel guidance for Yasmin. Then we're going to go to my friend Shivani. Shivani, you out there? All right, angel guidance. We have the Hermit. want you to really look at this card, this Hermit card, all right? I feel as if, you know, there could be your loyalty towards someone, you know, may not be valid here. And I think you have to go inside and really kind of look at what it is, you know, that you want in your life, because the Hermit holds that star, and the Hermit has a lot of wisdom because that's experience, all right? And if you are hanging on to a situation here, you know, I mean, he's got the snake in his hand, you know, it's just like, have you been dealing with someone that has been a little bit dark? We have this dark dog here. Have you been loyal to the wrong energy? It's this kind of thing. The Hermit wants you to really kind of take the time to see what really is what you want, you know, because I feel as if there is an energy around you that is holding you back from moving in the direction that you want to go in. So just look at that, all right? The Hermit says, go sit with that for a minute, all right? And just see whether or not, you know, there is an energy that is holding you back from what it is you want. You're single right now. You broke with them. Oh, good. Oh, good. I'm happy to hear that, Yasmin, all right? Because I didn't like what I was seeing. So what you need to do now is don't be afraid to sit with yourself, all right? Sit with yourself and really kind of gain that inner wisdom, you know, on how to move towards that bright light that's inside of you. Because I think they dimmed it a little bit. All right, Shivani, what was your question? I don't know what your question was. Do we have a question for Shivani? Shivani. General reading. All right, listen, Shivani, let's do a general reading for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages. Hiren, yes, you can ask a question. All right, Shivani, let's find out what's going on. Hiren, go ahead and put your question in. I'm going to read for Shivani, and then I'll pull for you next, all right? Grateful, thankful. Oh, well, that's what you have to sit with, Yasmin, you know, because right now you need to focus on your light, all right? This is about your future, not anyone else's, all right? And I feel like that's an important message for you. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Yasmin. Let's see, who was I going to read for? I'm already lost. Oh, Shivani. Shivani, general reading. Thank you. Thanks for the reminder. Oh, look what just flipped out. Look, we have the Three of Swords coming out alongside the Empress. Listen, it's time for you to heal. Okay, Shivani, I feel as if, you know, you have been through something. It's been really difficult. We do have the Empress energy. You know, in the Empress energy, I don't know whether, you know, there's been some kind of conversation around the mom issue or whatever, but I just feel as if there's been some pain that you've been dealing with. And I think, you know, it's time for you to start to heal, all right? Whatever that is. These swords are no longer in the heart, you know, we see it's bandaged up, you know, and there's, you know, still some blood and residue. So I feel like this divine energy of the Empress is like, nurture yourself, take care of yourself, do things that are good for you, Shivani. You know, let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you know, I mean, don't feel bad about standing up for what it is that you believe, you know, and I just feel as if it's time for you to start nurturing yourself, taking care of yourself, and healing from whatever this past hurt was. Maybe you got into a big fight with someone and you don't want to fight anymore, but I feel as if it's important for you to stand up for who you are and to start nurturing you, all right? So that's what I've got for you, Shivani. All right, let's see, Hiren. You wanted to ask a question. Hi, Ronald. Welcome in. All right, Yasmin, listen, I've already pulled for you, so I'm going to pull for other people. And, you know, if we got time at the end, I will pull a second card for you. Your wife starts fighting with you in small, small things as she enters the home. Her behavior changes. Is there any dark energy? Let's see what's going on with your wife, all right? What cards can you tell me to tell Hiren in regards to his wife? What's really going on? What's really going on with Hiren's wife? Grateful, thankful. Thanks, Yasmin. Good to be understood. All right, listen. All right, so listen, we've got the Ace of Wands coming out, but it came up reversed. All right, so I feel as if she's struggling with her feelings with you, all right? When we have the Ace of Wands coming in reverse, there is a need to find and fuel some kind of fire that she's missing something, all right? And I feel like this is why the attitude when she walks in the door and starts picking a fight. Any kind of attention is attention, right? And I'm feeling like your wife is wanting some attention, but not in a bad way, you know, because there is this need to fuel her fire. I feel as if, you know, she really wants, you know, to see how they can figure it out. But sometimes, you know, it's amazing how quickly we can divide and move away from each other. It's getting back is the hard part, you know, and I feel like with a little bit of tender love and care, your wife's energy could shift around. But I just feel as if she's lacking something from you, you know, affection or, you know, just that wonderful light that you guys used to have. She's not feeling it. And I think this is why she walks in and she starts picking on you. Now, if she walked in and you had a bouquet of flowers and dinner was on the table and there was a bottle of wine there, I mean, she would have a whole different energy. But as she walking in the door and the dishes aren't done and all she sees is the work in front of her, that's where, you know, I think she starts to say, oh, I'm so tired of this. And that's where she loses that connection. So I hope that makes sense to you, all right? You know, because I feel as if, Hiron, you know, your wife wants you to be a partner to her, all right? So if you can start doing that. Look, she's coming in as the Queen of Pentacles. She's not feeling secure with you. So we need to have her feel more secure that you do care about her and you do love her. All right, let's see who's next. Mandy. Mandy, are you still out there? Mandy, I'm going to do a general reading for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages from my friend Mandy. Grateful, thankful for the energies from Mandy. John Peter, welcome in. All right, Mandy, what's coming up for you? We are using the After Tarot today. It's a nice little deck, isn't it? It's really pretty. Here's the back card of it. Look how pretty the back of it is. But let's see what's coming through from Mandy. Grateful, thankful for the messages from Mandy today. All right, Mandy, we've got the Ace of Cups coming in. All right, I like it. Look at that. What a beautiful energy. You know, I'm almost feeling, Mandy, if you feel like, you know, you've been forgotten, even by spirit, you know, like, when is it my turn? When is it going to happen? I just feel as if, you know, something really beautiful is about to land in your lap, all right? Because here, this hand has this beautiful red heart, you know, and the Ace of Cups can indicate love, you know? So if you've been feeling not loved, I feel as if love, that feeling of love, is going to land in your lap. So I really love that for you, all right? Because this Ace of Cups, you know, when our cup is full, I mean, it just kind of pours out and everybody has an opportunity to feel that beautiful vibe. And I just feel as if it's coming your way here. So if you've been wondering, when is it going to be my turn? When am I going to feel love? When am I going to feel like everything is working for me? I feel as if it's coming for you. It really is. And here we have the Knight of Cups, you know, also again coming up. So wouldn't surprise me if love is on the table for you. All right. I got a cramp in my hand, so we got to wait a second. I got to deal with my finger. All right, maybe some water will help me. Ooh, you got a nice little deck for me. What is that connection? I love new decks. All right, let's see what's going on for John Peter. And then we'll do one for Sindhu. Ram says, did I say that right? All right, John Peter needs a little career guidance. What can you tell me? Let's see what's going on. John Peter, grateful, thankful. It takes time. But listen, I feel like something's about to change in your life. All right, Mandy? And it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So allow change to come in. All right, John Peter, let's find out. Career guidance from my friend John Peter. Always good to see John Peter in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. Shout out to the LGBTQ community. Woohoo! All right, listen, I support you guys. I really, really do. All right, let's see what's going on for John Peter. and the career guidance. All right, what we got to tell John Peter? All right, listen, John Peter, I feel like you're almost there. You know, if you have been trying to reach a goal, all right, you've landed. All right, so you're almost there. The worst is over again for you as well. So keep going, because I feel as if, you know, you have done the work and you're carrying these swords now. Hasn't been easy to get to where you're going, but I am really feeling like John Peter that, you know, like I said, you're landed. You know, things are going to start moving in a positive direction and only good things to come. All right. And when we have the number 6, this is going to bring in some balance. All right. So don't give up. Keep going, because like I said, I feel like you have finally landed in the direction you need to go in. All right. So that's what we got for you. Now, I was going to read for, who was it? Wait, they had a name I couldn't say. That's a lot of you guys. Sindhu, are you still out there? Let me know if you're, oh, there you are. All right, we want a future reading about your job opportunity in the near future. Hi, Kaz. I'm proud to be a granny. I have to tell you, because believe it or not, you guys are going to end up where I'm at. Yeah, you know, we spend more of our lifetime being older than young. So keep that in mind when you pick on the old people. All right, Sindhu, let's find out what's going on with a job opportunity in your near future. Thanks, Anytime Television. All right, let's see. Oh, look at this. We have the Page of Swords coming in for you. So when it comes to a job in your future, you know, these people, they're approaching you. It wouldn't surprise me if somebody comes to you with a job offer or a job opportunity. Maybe they like your idea. You know, here you are standing here with the sword of truth. This is our mind. This is our mental energy when we have the swords. And you have something that I think they see in you, because look, these people, they are walking towards you. So I do feel like a job opportunity is going to present itself. Now, with that being said, I have to say, don't just sit back and wait for it to happen. You have got to put yourself out there. You have to apply yourself when you're looking for a job opportunity. And if you're doing that, I just feel like these people, they see something in you. Maybe they see a spark. Maybe you're the one that they're willing to invest in. You know, so I do see a good job opportunity coming in for you, Sindhu, whatever you say your name. I apologize profusely for not being able to say your names. All right, let's see. Yvonne, hold on to your dreams, right? Listen to Yvonne. You did get an internship. Ooh, see, you know, there's people that believe in you. So this is good. This is really, really good. I'm happy for you. Really, really happy for you. All right, good. All right, the dancing bestie, you like... And you are an angel. I do believe I'm an earth angel. There's a lot of us on this planet, you know, and I'm definitely one of them. My cousin is too. I have a cousin who just, it's really weird. Even the photographs that are taken of her, it's almost like you can see her wings. It's just kind of crazy. Anyway, we are 2 different people, but we both have the same kind of purpose here on this planet. Carla, good morning. How are you? All right, let's see. Who else wants a reading here? Help me out. Put it down in the bottom, because I don't want to keep scrolling back, because I feel like I lose connection with you guys. The Sunshine. 1 card for job. All right, and then I'll do you, Carolina. All right, Sunshine, let's see. We're going to get a card out for you regarding a job. What can you tell me to tell Sunshine regarding her job or his job or wherever you are? Let's see. 1 card for Sunshine's job. I actually know somebody named Sunshine. All right. Expect the unexpected. All right. We got a tower. Tower comes out of nowhere. So when it comes to a job, you know, perhaps you are in a job. Maybe there's a big shift or a change. But I do feel like something very unexpected is about to hit you with the job market. And then we have the King of Wands. I like it. It's a positive hit. All right, so this unexpected shift or change could open the doors for something really, really great for you, all right? So I think on the job market, you know, you're going to do really, really well. I like that. I really like that for you. So really happy for you, all right, Sunshine? Good things are coming. Listen, with a name like Sunshine, only good things can happen. All right, Carolina, how can you help my nephew to overcome his current issues? Hi, Desiree. Welcome in. All right, let's see, Carolina. What is going on? When am I coming back again, Yasmin? I'm going to try to come back. It'll be in the afternoon, all right? I'm in the States. I don't know where you are, but it won't be like, this is kind of lunchtime right now where I'm at. But it'll probably be after I get back from work. So look for me more in the evening time, all right? And I'll try to come back on this weekend. Hopefully I'll come back on Sunday or Monday. That would be great, huh? All right, let's see. Who was I reading for? Carolina. We need to know, how can you help your nephew? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Carolina. Oh, look, here's your nephew. So he came up upside down, Page of Swords, all right? You know, so there's your nephew. Let's see how you can help your nephew. Ooh, here's the High Priestess. You know, follow your intuition. I mean, honestly, when it comes to how do you handle, and I actually said this to a friend of mine when she was asking me what to do with her child, and she has a special needs child. And I said, follow his lead, you know, and I'm going to say that to you, Carolina. Follow their lead, but follow with your intuition. You know, like if they want to do something, see what you can do to, you know, listen to what it is that they are really wanting, you know, because they want direction, all right? They want a little bit of help. And I think if you really tune into your intuition, and like I said, follow their lead, because there is something he wants to do. There's a direction that he needs to take, or an outcome that he wants, you know, and I just feel like he needs to be heard. And, you know, like I told my friend, just be there for them, all right? Just know that, you know, intuitively, you know what to say, and trust it, all right, Carolina? Because I think you're a gift to your nephew. All right, let's see. Who else? Chuck's Trucks. You need a reading bad? All right, listen. Chuck's Trucks needs a reading real bad. So let's see if we can help out. Chuck's Trucks. I just like saying that. Makes sense, Carolina? I hope so. You know, because, you know, we got to help our young. We do. I am a real advocate for helping my young people in my community, you know, and they struggle. Listen, they struggle badly, you know, and I just try to listen to what they have to say, and then, you know, just kind of really open the door, you know, to, you know, conversation, no judgment, you know, just being present, because sometimes they just need to know that nobody is going to judge them, and in that brings a piece of safety. All right, let's see. Chuck's Trucks. Chuck's Trucks. Let's see what's going on for you. Chuck's Trucks. I want to call you Chucky. All right, Chuck's Trucks, let's see. Listen, you've got the Three of Swords coming in, and, you know, it came in reversed. I think you need to get past this hurt that you have, all right? You know, if you have recently been hurt, maybe, you know, you just had a breakup or something physical. It doesn't matter what that hurt is. I just feel as if it's time to really put the swords down and start to heal. All right, and that will do you a lot of good. And here, the King of Swords is the bottom of the deck. We're not going to answer the phone, right? So with the King of Swords, you know, this is about putting things in order, all right, and moving forward in a good way. So, yeah, you know, Chuck, I really want you to, you know, really deal with that hurt and whatever it is. So now we have the messages. Hopefully we don't hear the message. I don't know. Oh, good. I'm not going to leave a message. All right. We can move on. We had a little distraction. Hi, Jenny's Cozy Corner. Nice to see you. Desiree. All right, Desiree, let's find out how this weekend trip is going to go. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Desiree. You're running from the law? Ooh. All right, that could be that King of Swords. You know, listen, you got to get things in order, because there's only so far you're going to run, Chuck. And next thing you know, better to like face it. All right. Because to keep running is only going to wear you out. All right. Let's see. Who was it that Desiree weekend reading for you, and then we'll have to check in on Jenny's weekend. All right, let's see what's going on for Desiree for this weekend. How is this trip going to go for Desiree? All right, let's see. Let's see. All right, your card is, you know, we got the 6 of Wands. All right, now, listen, I feel as if you are going to go away with someone who is going to want your attention all the time, you know, and that's hard, okay, because you may want attention, all right? So let's bring some balance in, all right, because we do have the 6 of Wands coming in. It did come in upside down, so I feel as if there's going to be this energy of where you're going to need to come to a sense of balance, all right? Because it can't all be about someone else, all right? If you're going to be going someplace this weekend with someone, it's about the two of us having a good time, not just one person getting all the attention. Because I do feel as if, you know, you're going to feel a little bit like that. But overall, I think it's going to be a real good weekend. All right, let's just keep those energies balanced. All right, and you'll have a lot more fun. All right, and listen, I don't think you should be afraid to say, hey, look, this trip isn't all about you. It's about us having a good time. You know, we both need to do things we both want to do. All right, so just keep it balanced and it'll all be good. All right, let's see what's going on. And I don't know if you saw, Desiree, but on the thumbnail, the collective energy for the weekend is that of the King of Cups, looking very much like the devil. So you guys could really have a big weekend party, and so, you know, or having a good time, or overeating, or overindulging. So listen, enjoy it, all right? Because I think you're going to end up having a great weekend. All right, let's see. I wanted to read from my friend Jenny. Mandy Beachbound with the family. Bam. Let's find out Jenny's weekend. And then we'll look at you, all right? Selena. Is it Selena? Salam, is that what it is? We'll look at your interview. All right, let's see what's going on for Jenny's weekend. What does Jenny's weekend look like? All right, look, we got you in the 5 of Cups energy. All right, listen. This is about you. Like, let's focus on the good things, all right, and not the past. If you're going out with someone and somebody's bringing up the past, let's not let them, all right? All right, Jenny, you know, because when we have issues with the family and the family dynamic, things can come up, all right? So whatever it is, if somebody keeps bringing up an issue from the past, do not let them bring you down. You know, Jenny, this is for you. All right, so yeah, you know, do that, and I think you'll have a good time. I think, you know, sometimes, yeah, you know, I just feel like somebody's going to bring up something from the past. Remember when, you know, like, let's not go there. Right now is all that matters. So let's have a good time and have a really great weekend. All right, that's the only thing I see coming up for you. All right, let's see who else is out there. Shivani, pet exam guidance. Let's see. Shivanji, is that how you say it? Shivanji Singh? Let's see. Pet exam guidance. I don't know what that means, but let's find out what's going to happen, all right? You guys really kind of test me. I'm like, I don't know what that means. What does pet guidance exam mean? Are you a veterinarian? All right, listen, we have the 6 of Cups coming in reversed. All right, so again, you know, I think you need to believe in yourself when you go into this exam. All right, it doesn't mean it's going to be like the past. All right, believe in what it is that you are doing. Study, make sure that you are really good. All right, and I just feel like, yeah, but you know, it's never worked before. No, don't go there. All right. You know, let's focus on what it is you really want. If this is something you've been really after, believe that you're going to do well in this exam, all right? Because we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in reversed, all right? So, and then we have the 9 of Pentacles. If this is what you want, believe in it, all right? Study, do what it is that you need to do, all right? You know, because I feel as if you apply yourself, you'll be your own worst enemy in this, you know? You got to go into that exam confident. You have to go in saying, this is my life. This is what I want to do. And own it, because you do have the ability to make this happen and make this. Oh, look, and here's the victory card underneath it, all right? So I want you to believe in yourself. All right, Shivanji? All right, go in confident. All right, let's see who else is out there. Sweeta. Raymond. Rana. All right, Sweeta, let's find out. Has your boyfriend moved on from you? Oh my goodness, let's find out. Sweeta, has your boyfriend moved on from you? Hi, Sana. Sana Jupiter, welcome in. Well, let's see. We are reading for Sana, and the cards are all... You know, I have a feeling your boyfriend has not completely moved on from you. All right, Sweeta? I just don't. You know, because the cards are having a hard time wanting to shuffle. I think he's a little confused. Let's see. What's going on? Has he really moved on from you? And then we have the star card coming out. All right, so the star card. Stay hopeful. I mean, if you want him to come back, like I said, I'm sensing that he's really confused, you know, that he doesn't really know what to do. But with the star card, it's really indicating hang in there, you know, be hopeful, because I think things are going to turn. All right. Raymond, what's coming in for you in love for the rest of 2025? Let's find out, Raymond. Grateful, thankful. Look, I got 37 likes. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that. Don't forget to, you know, listen, you can always tip the tarot reader. All right. You know, help me catch up with all my car issues. All right, let's find out what's going on for Raymond. What's coming in for you in love for the rest of 2025? All right, let's see. Look, listen, don't hang yourself up. All right, because here we have the Seven of Swords. You know, I feel like sometimes when it comes to love, you are your own worst enemy because you're the one that's stepping in this noose, all right? So, listen, when it comes to love, you know, don't be afraid to be who you are, all right? Don't pretend and don't exaggerate and don't try to be somebody you're not. And I think love will find you. But I do see that you can hang yourself up really, really quickly. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, and then we have the Three of Pentacles, you know, and it came up reversed. And I almost feel as if, you know, you give up before it even starts. All right, so a little bit more confidence will go an awful long way, all right? So that's what I got for you. All right, Roxanne. No, I didn't do yours. All right, Roxanne, let's do a reading for you. I'm going to shuffle the cards looking for your question. Yeah, this reading is really positive if you believe it, Shivanji. You know, so like I said, if you really want to pass this exam, you will, all right? But if you are in your head and you're all over the place and I'm never going to pass this exam, I'm never going to do this, I mean, that's you, your worst enemy. Go in confident and you will pass, all right, Shivanji? All right, let's see. Who was I looking for? Roxanne. Roxanne Bills. Where are you? Roxanne. Study, Shivanji. Be confident. All right, Roxanne, listen, I'm going to pull a card for you. All right, and hopefully you will tune in, come in. Somebody will tell her. All right, Roxanne, what's going on for Roxanne? All right, Roxanne, we have the Queen of Swords coming in reversed, and I'm turning it around, all right? So there could be a situation that really upsets you or angers you, you know, but I feel as if, you know, this is an opportunity for transformation, all right? So if there is something that has been brewing, or you're dealing with someone and things have been really, really difficult, you know, I just feel like, you know, this butterfly landing on this sword is saying, you know, this difficult situation is an opportunity to transform or change things for the better. And the Queen of Swords, you know, you've got a lot of experience in that energy. You're really smart, you're really intelligent, and it's one of those things, it's time to allow that, you know, to really, you know, ring through. So Roxanne, that was for you. Did you hear it? Go back, because I just read for you. All right, Roxanne? So yeah, this is an opportunity to transform this energy into something positive. So yeah, very, very, whatever it was that was brewing that upset you, angered you, because here we also have the nine of swords here, you know, so take this as an opportunity for change. All right, Roxanne, that's what your spirit guides are saying. All right, let's see. Who else? There was somebody with the hands. Wait. Carla Swanson. Are you out there, Carla? All right. Sweet, I'm going to take... Oh, there's Carla. Hi, Carla. I'm going to read for you. I'm so glad you popped in. So let me know. General, what is it? I see your hands. All right, Carla, what are we doing for you? We are pulling a card in regards to a general, a love, a job, health. Tell me. Give me a clue, Carla. All right, General. All right, grateful, thankful for the messages for my friend Carla Swanson. What can you tell me to tell Carla? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Carla. All right, Carla, here we go. Ready or not? Oh, look at this. We got the Three of Wands. I love this for you. So listen, I feel as if, you know, it's time for you to kind of see in front that things are starting to, you know, manifest. When we have the energy of the Three of Wands, you set something in motion. And now, you know, I feel like it's time to really see whether or not it's going to pan out. And when we have the Three of Wands energy, what I want to say to you, Carla, is positive brings positivity, you know, and I feel as if you remain positive in the energies of what it is that you want to see happen in your future, be really positive, because I feel as if it could definitely land in your lap, all right? So just keep that in mind. Positivity breeds positivity, you know? So when things seem to be a little bit like, I don't know whether this is working kind of thing, stay positive, all right, Carla? And I think you'll do well, whatever that is. Hi, sweetie. All right, I'm going to read for Sweeta Das. Ma'am, will he come back, as we are not talking like before? Will he come back like before? Well, he won't come back like before, all right? Because we can't go back to something that has already been. But let's see, Sweeta, what is he going to come back? Let's first see whether or not he's going to come back. Oh, Roxanne, I just did your reading. Go back. Oops. Go back a little bit, because I did do a reading for you, and you do have a message. All right, let's see, Sweeta. Look what we got here. We have the Five of Wands. All right, so, you know, if you can take the lead in a situation among some peers, you would do very, very well. All right, because I get the feeling that, you know, people would look up to you. All right, Sweeta, and I think in regards to your person, you know, I think he's also trying to figure out what to do next. But this is a card of competition, sweetie. Not sweetie. Who is it? Sweeta. All right. So will he come back? I think, you know, he's going to come back. I think you'll see him again. But is it going to come back as before? No, I don't feel that at all. You know, because we do have the Knight of Swords coming in reversed. All right. So, you know, it wouldn't surprise me, you know, if, you know, he's different. All right. When you see him the next time, you know, he's going to be different, Sweeta. And in him being different, that's going to make you feel a little bit more at ease. But I don't feel like he wants to come back to you. All right. So listen, you know, we get stuck on these exes, and will he come back? And go live your life. All right. If he's going to come back, he'll show up, you know, but in the meantime, don't not do things that make you happy, or go out with people or meet new people, you know, because listen, he's already moved on. He's gone. All right. You know, and if you run into him again, you know, I just don't feel as if, you know, there's going to be that same connection. All right. So that's what I'm feeling for you. Did you go back and listen to it, Roxanne? It was an important message because it has something to do with transformation. All right, let's see. Who else is out there? Sweetie, let's read for you, because we had Sweeta, now we have Sweetie. Feelings for Pooja. Long distance, blocked each other, no contact since 15 days. Uh-oh. Ruh-roh, Sweetie, I don't know. I don't like that. No contact in 15 days. What do we see moving forward with this connection that Sweetie has? Blocked and no connection for 15 days. Listen, to me, that's 2 weeks. That's enough to break a habit. And I feel like this person may have been a habit for you. Listen, let it be, all right? The tower has fallen, all right? They're not calling you. They've blocked you. Move on, all right, sweetie, because you're the only one that's hurting if you're trying to hang on to this. It's already been 15 days, and I know you don't want it to be over, but I'm just feeling as if, you know, anybody who would disrespect me and block me for 15 days, I don't want to be back with them. So think about that, all right? You deserve respect, you know, and if this person doesn't want to talk to you, they block you, they haven't contacted you in 15 days, move on, all right? All right, Raina, when will you have financial abundance in your life? Grateful, thankful for the messages. For Raina, I'll do you next, Sana. S-A-N-A. Sana Jupiter. We'll do you after Raina. All right, Raina, let's see. When are you going to have financial abundance in your life? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Raina. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, look, King of Pentacles. You are going to have money. All right. So if you are wondering whether you are ever going to have money, Raina, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. You know, because this is the King of Pentacles. Now, the one thing I want to say is don't be stubborn. All right, because we have this big bull here, and you know, when it comes to, you know, wealth and your money and this and that, don't be so locked into one way of that happening, all right? Because the King of Pentacles pretty much guarantees abundance and financial stability in your older years, all right? But with that bull here, you know, don't move so fast, because sometimes, you know, the quick way to get rich isn't the best way to get rich. And sometimes with a bull energy, it's like you can be a little stubborn about how to, you know, make the shifts and changes you needed to bring this money towards you. But as an overall energy, Raina, I definitely feel that you will have financial abundance in your life. You kept answering your phone. That's all right, Roxanne. I did read it, and I want you to go back and listen to it because it's a very important message for you. All right. Let's see, Leo, are you getting a message from the Holy Spirit? Grateful, thankful for the message. No, wait a minute. I was going to do Sana Jupiter. Right? We were going to do a reading for you. What was the question, Sana? Oh, about a job. All right. Is Sana Jupiter going to get a job? Have a good job? Like their job? What is Sana Jupiter going to do around a job? Grateful, thankful for the messages for Sana. I'm talking about a job. All right, look. We have the Two of Cups. If you were thinking of going into a partnership with someone, I'm not feeling that. All right. I feel as if, you know, there could be a better opportunity for you in a job. All right. So if you are wanting to even go back to a job that you used to do, I'm also feeling like that's not the direction to take either. You know, because I just feel like that's not going to lead you in the right direction. So, you know, the need for you to go in a new direction and make it happen is definitely wanting to happen. And you have the ability to do that. So don't go backwards when it comes to a job. It's just like I know many people that go back to an old job that they used to do just because it's all they can get. Don't go there. You know, I see that you have the ability to manifest what you want. What is it that you really want to do? What job is it that you really want? Because everything is up in the air right now. And it's up to you to say, you know what, I want a job in a bank. All right, well, then go apply to a bank. Go apply to that bank. You know, what position do you want? Listen, any position is what you're after, all right? You just want to get your foot in that door. So wherever it is that you truly want to work, that's where I'm going to point you, all right? And then you can pull it down and make it happen. So that's what I got for you, Sana. All right, let's see who else is in there. You know, it's funny, sweetie. In my younger years, I mean, my hair, I could sit on my hair and it was dark, dark brown. You know, and my eyes, I know you can't see it. They're a little light kind of, sometimes they go green, from a light brown to a green. But I used to, believe it or not, I used to run with a motorcycle gang. And the only reason why they wanted me in the gang was because I looked really good on the back of a motorcycle. So that's all I'm going to say about that, all right? But yeah, in my younger days, yeah, I like to have my hair blowing in the wind. Yeah, no, you know, I believe this is how I was made. You know, I'm not very good at, you know, upkeep, you know, and years ago, before gray was in style, I would travel to the East Coast and I would get stopped by women who said how brave I was, that I could walk around with my gray hair and look as good as I did, you know? So I just want you guys to, I just encourage everybody, you know, this is how we are made, right? This is life, you know? The only thing that I did is put these teeth in because my teeth were bad and they still are bad. And I keep wondering, one of these days I'm gonna end up with dentures. But, you know, this is how we are made and we just have to accept ourselves as we are. Anyway. Yeah, I was a biker chick. I was. I like my leather. Although I didn't wear black leather, I wore red. You know, I have, it's really weird. I have red shoes. I have a red leather vest. I like my red, not the black. I didn't like the black. Anyway, do I have any old photos? No, I don't. I never liked having my picture taken. It took a lot for me to get used to just coming on here because I'm looking at myself all the time. But anyway. Peter, see, you guys all like that, the fact I have. Listen, I got history. You know, I have to tell you, most of us old people, listen, we were cool at one time, you know, because I grew up in the 70s. You know, and, you know, I was a kid in the 60s when the Vietnam War was going on, and I was a kid in the 70s and 80s, and, you know, we were wild. We were wild back then, you know, so, yeah, I have a wild side that I have tamed. Now I only occasionally have a glass of wine. I don't have the whole bottle. And I don't smoke all the dope that I used to smoke. I just, you know, kind of, now I just trim it, you know, for a dispensary. Anyway. I don't know, Nick, you want me to read for you? How does it work? Well, Nick, if you would like me to pull a card for you, just in general, I can do that. Or if you have a question in mind, we can look at that. I do. I just trim it now. I'm the best person. See, that used to happen. I used to run a hotel up in the ski valley, you know, but I don't ski, you know, so they loved it because I was always at work, you know. I wasn't wanting to get out there on the mountain and ski, you know, same thing here. All right, Nick, we're going to pull a card for you. All right, grateful, thankful. Listen, nothing bad. You know, it's just kind of cards of advice. So let's see what comes out for Nick B. Nick B's it seems like you're new here. So let's give a shout out to Nick B. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in, and see what the cards have to say for you. All right, Nick? All right, listen, we've got the King of Wands. All right. So let me tell you about what I see with the King of Wands. All right, Nick? So this is somebody who is really attractive, really charming. They have what I call it, extremely creative. They can, you know, they got a little fire to them. I mean, listen, women love the King of Wands, all right? So, or men, you know, whatever you float your boat. But the King of Wands is a very attractive, fiery individual that people admire and they really like and they really want to be around. You know what I mean? Like, if I was looking for a guy, I'd be happy with the King of Wands, you know, because I'll be like, oh my gosh, they're great eye candy. We love that, you know, they're charming. We love that. They can light up a room with just their energy. I love that. So you got a great vibe, Nick. I just want to say that. I just feel as if, you know, you are an individual that, you know, I think people really admire. So that's what I've got for you. So see, that wasn't bad. Leona. Oh, welcome in, Leona. I'm so glad you like my channel. I really have to apologize because, you know, this last month, it has been really, really rough. You know, I mean, I could tell you about some of the car issues that I went through just this last week. Well, actually, it was really pretty quite comical, you know, because I ended up borrowing a little 1992 Geo Tracker, Smurf Blue. We call it the blue shoe. And I was driving down the road, and all of a sudden it sounded like the back end was falling out, and it was the window. The hitch had broken, and it was just slamming, bang, 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 bang. So I tied it up with a dog leash, because that's all I had, and I had to tie it to a jack, because that was the heaviest thing in the back of the car. And I drove to my friend's house, and we put some duct tape around it, and he sent me on my way, and then the check engine light went off, and I couldn't get the hood open, and I was just like beside myself, thinking, how am I ever going to get to town or to work or anything else, because I'm way out in the middle of nowhere. And then a friend says, come out and borrow my car. Well, that was 100 miles from where I was, so I had to take that little Geo Tracker, and I took it down to the oil change, and they know me. And I said, I got to get out to this place. Can you make sure I get there? So they changed the oil, made the fluids. I drove all the way out there, got into my friend's car, drove 2 miles, and I had a blowout. I mean, boom. And, you know, there I was in the middle of the mountains, you know. Oh, and I couldn't get the lug nuts off or anything else. And some really kind gentleman and his wife stopped, changed the tire for me. I got on my way. I had to hop into another car with my friend, and we almost got T-boned. I mean, it was just this crazy, crazy energy around the car stuff. But then things kind of worked themselves out. I was in prayer ceremony. It was really, really good. Next day, I felt much better. Here I am. I'm back. I'm feeling good. I'm at my friend's house in this beautiful house, and I'm reading for you guys. So things always work out, right? Anyway. Oh, my God, the whole car thing. But it's not just me. I mean, somebody put diesel fuel in the unleaded at a gas station, and like 88 cars just down, you know. So I wasn't the only one dealing with car trouble this last week. Thanks, Mason. It's not my house, it's my friend's, but it is a beautiful house, isn't it? All right, let's see. Leona, your car is paperweight. Oh, no. All right, let's see. Let's read for someone. Pavan, let's pick a card for you. Pavan Prazanth, is that how I say it? How will your career and financial be? All right, we're looking at career. Career for Pavan. Grateful, thankful for the energy of Pavan. All right, we have the 10 of Swords. Listen, something's got to come to an end, all right, Pavan, when it comes to your career. Because if you are in a job that, you know, it's just killing you, you know, it could be a job where, you know, maybe you're overworked and underpaid. I just feel like that's got to come to an end, you know, because it's not going to get you where you want to go. And once you do that, I feel as if there's something from your past that you need to tap into for your future. All right. A lot of times when we're kids, all right, we don't even realize that a lot of what we were and what we did when we were children, if we apply that now as an older person looking for work, you're going to be better off. So I feel like there's something that, you know would make you happy doing, but what it is that you are involved in right now, I feel like, you know, it's just a dead end road that you're on. And I feel like you need to shift and you need to remember what it was that you always wanted to do when you were younger and go towards that. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, bring this cycle to an end. There's this real need for your situation to end because it's not helping you, it's hurting you. All right, Pavan? So I feel as if, you know, now it's time. And this would be a good time for you to start moving into a field, in a direction, in a work where that would be more and more in line with what you really want to do. All right? So that's what I've got for you, Pavan. All right, let's take one more question. Wow. All right. Does that make sense? I hope so. Because when I see the 10 of Swords and I see the World card, you know, the combination definitely says this has got to stop. You just can't keep going, you know, because like I said, I feel like it's killing you inside, whatever it is that you are doing. All right, one more question. All right, Nick, let's find out. Do we see a potential house move or a marriage in your future? You'll be the last one, all right, Nick? And then I'm going to get going, and I'm going to go get that little blue shoe I was just telling you about and bring it back to my friend. Yeah, I'm trying to get all the cars back where they belong. All right, Nick, let's find out whether or not we see a house move or marriage in your future. Hi, Flaming Chicken from China. Wow. Thanks for coming by. All right, let's see, Nick. We are looking for you. All right, let's see what's going on, Nick. Potential house move or marriage. All right, listen, I don't see a house move, but I do see marriage. I feel like in your future, Nick, you are going to have everything you ever wanted. I mean, honestly, that's the energy of this card. See that treasure chest filled with money? I see that you're going to have that. You see the house that you want? That's a castle back there. See the kids? I see kids. You see this? You're even going to have a little dog. Looks like the little Jack Russell that I'm taking care of. So, no, I don't see a house move right now, but I do see that in your future, there is marriage. There's everything you ever wanted. All right? Listen, you are the King of Wands. You have the ability to make magic. That me and you get married, Flaming Chicken? Well, that's never going to happen. Yeah, good stuff, Nick. Good stuff. I like it. I like it. Listen, the fact that to me, the 10 of Pentacles is almost better than the 10 of Cups. Because the 10 of Cups is about having love and marriage. The 10 of Pentacles is having love, marriage, money, the home, the dog, the family, all of it. And that's what I see for you. Hi, Christy. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, one more question. One more question. Who is it for? Who are we going to read for? Christy, you're last. Are you last but not least? Would you like me to pull a card for you? Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? We don't know. Inquiring minds want to know. Jay. All right. All right, we're going to read for Jay and for Christy. All right? You two are the last two. We're going to start with you, Christy. Anything in particular? Grateful, thankful. Jay, are you a Capricorn? All right, let's see, Christy, what's coming up for you? Grateful, thankful for the messages. For Christy Bull, what can you tell me to tell Christy today? What should you expect in love? Christy wants to know what to expect in love. Grateful, thankful for the messages. For Christy. All right, Christy, we got, ooh, look at that. I see you getting married. I mean, this is the Four of Wands. You know, this is a celebration of, you know, possibly getting married. So, you know, when it comes to love, I do feel as if, you know, you are going to one day get married. And I do like that. I love that for you. Oh, and look, you get the 10 of Pentacles too. And I shuffled this deck. You know, you're going to have a beautiful life, Christy. All right. I do feel as if you're going to have a wonderful marriage. I think people are going to be happy for you. And look, you end up with everything you ever wanted. I love that for you, Christy. Good, good, good for you. All right, Jay, you are the last one because we are fellow Capricorns. I am a Capricorn. I was born December 29th. You are January 1st. All right, let's see what's going on for Jay. All right. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jay. Thanks. Thank you. Thanks you. I appreciate the compliments. I got some wild thing going on over here, but that's okay. We'll let it ride. All right, Jay, let's find out. Last but not least, let's find out what's going on for you. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Jay. What can you tell me to tell Jay? All right, Jay, here it comes. Here's your card. Are you ready? We have the Knight of Swords coming in reversed. All right, don't be afraid to go after what you want, all right? When I have the energy of the Knight of Swords, you know, and it's coming in reverse, it's kind of passive, all right? And the Knight is very aggressive. And, you know, there could be somebody that you are trying to avoid, you know, because you don't want to get into a fight. But I got to tell you, sometimes you got to stand up for yourself. And I'm feeling this for you. I'm like, you know, if somebody is, you know, bullying you or, you know, doing something, you know, and you're not fighting back, you know, listen, go ahead. All right, do it. You know, you need to, you're above them. Okay. If you know, you are above this. All right. Whatever this fight is, whatever it is that you are like holding back, you know? So I'm definitely feeling like, you know, don't be so passive, you know, because they're not always right either, right? Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck. You know, I think you put a lot of energy and a lot of work into something, you know, into a situation. And I think you need to be heard and you need to hear your voice. So, yeah, don't hold back, all right? Because, you know, it's not going to do you any favors. You need to speak up and say what it is and not be afraid of the fight that might follow that, all right? So with that being said, I'm going to end this. I'm going to try to come back here. Maybe I'll come back on Sunday. If not, I'll try to make sure to be here on Monday so that we can see what the week ahead looks like and I can pull more cards for you guys. All right, with that being said, have a really great, 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 great weekend, and I will see you all at another reading. Until then, be well, be happy, be healthy, and be kind. All right, you guys, let's be kind. All right, I'll see you later. Bye now.